Good evening to everybody. AutoCAD Day 3 section starts. Up to today, we discussed about how to open the AutoCAD software, what are the menus available, how we can use them, what are the advantages, what is the graphic area, UCS icon, navigation buttons. These are the things we discussed. Today we are going to discuss coordinate system, how to zoom in, zoom out options, grid, pan. Later we will use some draw toolbars. Okay. Before going to coordinate system, how we work on AutoCAD by using this graphic area with the help of UCS icon, we discussed it. How it is useful also, we discussed it. Now let us see. By using the command user interface, we can use coordinate systems, two different types of coordinate systems. Before going to that, whatever we are specifying in the form of x comma y, it will take x in right side positive direction, left side negative direction, y upward direction plus, downward direction minus. And AutoCAD always will calculate angle in counterclockwise. In this direction, it will calculate. So whenever you specifying magnitude and direction, default it will take in this direction with the reference of y-axis. 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, again 360 degrees. It will calculate like that. If we want, we can change it to clockwise direction also. But we can't change x coordinates, y coordinates, minus 2 plus, plus 2 minus. But we can specify them. Settings we can't change. Those are the default settings. Before you have to understand these are the things for better understanding of coordinate systems. Okay. Now we will discuss two types of coordinate systems. One is Cartesian coordinate system, and the other one is polar coordinate system. Cartesian coordinate system always in the form of x comma y. Again, that Cartesian coordinate system divided into two types. Sorry. One is absolute Cartesian coordinate system. Another one is relative Cartesian coordinate system. Here, we want to create any entity. For suppose line command I am using. I type line, shortcut is L, enter. Here it is asking specify first point. You can use any one of the coordinate systems as I told you. First, let us familiar with absolute Cartesian coordinate system. Absolute Cartesian coordinate system always in the form of x, 2, some 2. Do you want to specify? Again, it is asking another x comma y. Specify some 6 comma 6. Enter. Okay. The line entity is being created with the help of x1, y1, x2, y2 coordinate systems. We specified x1 is 2, y1 is 2, x2 is 6, y2 is 6. How it will calculate? By using this UCS icon reference, it will calculate x 6 units distance, y 6 units distance. From there to x2, y2, it is created the entity. Whenever we want to create the entities, like drawing, whatever the drawing we are going to generate, every time we need to calculate from the x comma y of UCSI how much x is moving, how much y is moving or traveling, or the points, coordinate points we must calculate it. I will give you one live example. If someone want to start particular place to particular place, how they will calculate? Everything have their own reference point. For suppose, if you are living in Hyderabad, by road you want to move, MGBS is the reference point. If you go to the Secunderabad, JBS is the reference point. So if you want to move from Hyderabad MGBS bus station to some particular Koti or somewhere distance near, every time you have to specify the driver, X how much, Y how much. It will be like in application. The driver has to calculate from the MGBS what is the distance of X, what is the distance of Y he is traveling every time, which is not possible in practical, and it is difficult for us to understand, difficult to implement in practical applications. That's the reason they invented relative Cartesian coordinate system. For suppose, I'll give you how will you come to know what is the X and Y here? It is not possible to calculate every time how much X moved, how much Y moved, and to remember the XYs is difficult. If you want to create any particular entity at the end of this spline, you must know X and Y. This is difficult task. So we will move to the another coordinate system, which is easy to understand and easy to implement. Then you have a question like, why we have to go for the absolute Cartesian coordinate system? Why can't we directly implement relative Cartesian coordinate system? Then there is a particular reason. Every time you can't use relative Cartesian coordinate system. Like I will give you an example. If you have Hyderabad map, you inserted MGBS at 0, 0. After a certain distance, the map is over. Again, you want to insert that particular map. You want to combine both. It is not possible by using the relative Cartesian coordinate system. You must remember what is the X distance, what is the Y distance. Then only you can join that map. You will get the relation between those two maps. We can't display entire map at a time. We can display part to part, bit to bit. There must be some connection between those two. For that reason, absolute coordinate system is successfully used by the applicants like Google, Uber, Ola. So many people are using in practical applications. Now come to the relative Cartesian coordinate system. Every time we can't remember X, Y, Z, then what people did is they invented a relative Cartesian coordinate system, which is so simple. Whenever you type at the rate in AutoCAD, for suppose line, I'm going to create, so you can type at the rate. Once you specify the at the rate, whatever the previous point we used, that will become a reference point. 2, 2, unspecified. See now, before it was a reference 2, 2 is somewhere near to UCSI. When you specify at the rate 2, 2, what happened? It starts from here. What's the difference? We typed or we assigned the same values, 2, 2. There is no change in magnitude. Then how it comes to know the values differ from previous point to this point? The coordinate system which we specified is the plays crucial role here. So always when you specify at the rate, whatever the previous point we left, for suppose, in this case, I close spline here. We close spline here. So whenever we are specifying at the rate, it will take that as a reference point, 0, 0. From there, x, y, it will calculate, it will start. Understood? Now, two types of coordinate systems we discussed. Absolute Cartesian coordinate system, relative Cartesian coordinate system. That's the advantage. I'll give you one practical example. As I am making a robot, which should travel from particular path to particular path. In a practical applications, you can think that it starts from your home. Hello? Hello,
yeah. Sir, okay, sir, it's audible. You can carry on.
Yeah. My voice is audible?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir, it's okay. Hello, sir?
Yeah, very good. I'm hearing my voice. I'm not able to hear.
Yeah, it's okay now, sir. Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
Now,
okay, sir. Carry on.
we are discussing about relative Cartesian coordinate system. If you make a robot, or if you want to construct a road, when you specify at the rate, whatever the previous point we use, that will become a reference. When we are doing railway bridges or electrical lines, some robo transmissions, then we use relative Cartesian coordinate system. So every time it is not possible to calculate from the source or starting point. Always it will calculate at the point where it stopped. From there it will calculate. I will give you one live example. When you are using Uber or Ola cabs, it will come to the source point. Means when we booked, it will reach to us. From there it will calculate the distance. How it is possible? If we are not able to implement the relative Cartesian coordinate system, if we are going to use absolute Cartesian coordinate system, it has to calculate from the MGBS, which is not possible. That's the reason relative Cartesian coordinate system plays crucial role. You must understand how to use the relative Cartesian coordinate system. Whenever you want to create an entity, you use the relative Cartesian coordinate system with any hesitation. See. When I specify at the rate 8, 8, my center, and radius some 8. That's the advantage with the relative Cartesian coordinate systems. We need not to bother how much x, how much y from the reference of UCS icon. Now when it comes to the mathematics, how it is executing, how it combines with the reference of UCS icon. That is the mechanism or equations used by the softwares engineers. That's the behind the mathematics. We need not to bother about x and y's with the reference of UCS icon. That means 0, 0. Now we will discuss another two types of coordinate systems available in the AutoCAD. See, it's showing in green color. Whenever you want to select any entities or particular entity, draw a box from lower right corner to upper left corner. It will show you in the green color. You can change that color as I told you in the last class. You can go to the settings, selection, color change. You can change it to any color. By default, it is green color. Click, delete. That's called selection mode. Rectangular selection. Even you can select by using the polygon method. Madhukar, link.
Yeah? Sir?
Something wrong.
Same here, sir. Just wait, we will be reconnecting in 5 minutes. Just everyone page hold.
Take the same line command. Specify the at the rate 10 less than some 45 degrees angle and specifying at the rate 50. You can see this at the distance of 10 units with the angle of 45 degrees. We start a line at the unit magnitude some 10 at the angle of 45 degrees. We completed the line. Here we are used at the rate magnitude less than angle. That means relative polar coordinate system. In AutoCAD practice, nobody will teach you absolute polar coordinate system unless until you know exactly how to use the absolute polar coordinate system. You better not to use. If still you think you can use it, you can type hash. See, specify the polar coordinate systems. Absolute polar coordinate system. plus the line which we created by using absolute polar coordinate system. Nobody will teach you in the market how to use absolute polar coordinate system. But in this class, I am going to teach you with the courtesy of professional education people. Now, we will discuss relative polar coordinate system. Most useful and easy to understand these types of coordinate systems. First, suppose we want to generate a rectangle, type REC is the shortcut, select anywhere, specify at the rate, opposite corner we need to specify. You can specify in the relative polar coordinate system or relative Cartesian coordinate system or absolute coordinate system also you can specify. But here we are using relative polar coordinate system. So what's our magnitude? That we can specify 40 less than some 45 degrees. The rectangle will be created. This type of selection method is called Polygon selection method. Previously, I show you how to select by using rectangle selection method. Just simply click on right lower corner to upper left corner. It's called rectangular selection method. But when it comes to the polygon selection method, you need to select anywhere, then drag a box. See? I just clicked at any lower right corner, then drag a box. These many polygons, as many polygons as you want, you can select them. This is called polygon selection method. Now we discussed the absolute Cartesian coordinate system, relative Cartesian coordinate system, absolute polar coordinate system, relative polar coordinate system. I will give you an example of relative polar coordinate system. So suppose you are a fighter jet pilot. You are traveling with certain speed. You want to hit the target. That also a moving objective. You take it as a enemy's fighter plane. While you are moving, you can't calculate how much distance, what's the angle exactly opposite the fighter plane. Then they use these types of coordinate system. At the rate, they will capture the image with the sensors. At the rate, distance, angle, they will calculate. Dynamically, it will be calculated. And target once locked, however it may be moves, dynamically it will be calculated and hit the target once you release the missile. That's the advantage with the relative polar coordinate system. And when it comes to the absolute polar coordinate system, when you are traveling in ship, okay, you can't calculate how much angle, how much magnitude. So they will use absolute polar coordinate system. Whatever the longitudes, latitudes near available from their reference point, it has a reference point, they will calculate how much magnitude, how much direction we have to travel. There they use absolute polar coordinate system to move the ship. That's the advantage with the These types of coordinate systems, those are the practical applications. Now we will discuss zoom options available in the AutoCAD. Zoom is the option which entities we want to display on our screen. You can zoom in, zoom out. Why? Because whatever the display area is infinite. We can't visualize entire things at a time. If you want a details of particular location, particular point, it is difficult for us. That's why the zoom option will invented. Now type Z, shortcut command is Z, zoom. You can see here, spacebar. For better ergonomics, you use your left hand on keyboard, right hand on mouse. If you are a left-hander, you can change it, vice versa. Type simply Z, spacebar. Instead of enter, you can use the spacebar also. Here you can see so many zoom options are available. Zoom all, zoom center, dynamic, in, out. So many things are available here. You can see. I think all of you are able to see these options. Zoom all, zoom center, dynamic, extends, previous, scale, window, object. Zoom all. Once you specify ALL, it will calculate up to the extents of the diagram displayed from the point of UCS icon. Everything it will display you. Zoom all. Whatever entities we created in the graphic area, everything will be displayed. Now go to the zoom option. Extend. Type E. Enter. See what's the difference? Initially, when we specify zoom all, whatever the graphic area available from 0, 0 to the extents of the entity, it show you. When you go for the zoom extend, up to that extents, means whatever the drawing we created, up to that extents it will display. That's the advantage with the zoom option. You can go for previous, type Z, 3. See, zoom previous means we use zoom all option. It will display previously whatever zoom option we use, that it will be displayed by using this zoom previous option. So need not to, when you have plenty of diagrams on graphic area, you want to go to the previous section. Instead of selecting manually, if you type this one, by default it will go to the previous section method. That's the advantage. And so many options are there. Dynamic, scale, window. I will show you the window. Type the W. Select a window. Within the window, whatever the entities are there, that will be zoomed in and show you. Pan. Pan option we are going to discuss. For the pan, you can type PAN here, enter, and symbol you can see. Select by using your left hand mouse button, move anywhere, right, left, top, bottom, you can pan it. That's the pan option. And one more shortcut, you have a scroller mouse button, press the scroller button, pan it will display, you can move. By holding that scroller button, you can pan the drawing or entities, whatever you wish. Now we will discuss about the grid. F7 is the shortcut to grid on, to grid off. Now grid off, grid on. Why we need grid means to understand how much drawing we are using. You can specify the grid spacing, 1 unit to 10 unit, 100 units. Then you will come to know the block dimensions. Each block, how much dimensions you have, you can specify. You can use that much block only. That's the advantage with the grid. And one more option, when you don't know dimensions, you just want to create the freehand sketches. I'll show you some freehand sketches in the end of this day 4 or day 5. By using this grid, you can draw freehand sketches like guitar, horse, butterflies, buses, aeroplanes, fighter jet planes. Everything you can use by using the grid option, you can draw. That's the advantage with the grid. Snap on. See, if you want to create a line or generate a line, you want to draw a line between the grid lines. The grid points are snapping points. See, this one is the grid point, both where they are coinciding, X and Y grid lines. There only you can draw. Once you on snap, you can't draw a line between them. If you want to draw a freehand sketch, snap must be off. If you are interested in Rangoli, you can use this grid. You can draw different types of Rangolis. To erase or to delete the entities, you can use selection method. Select, simply press delete button on keyboard available. Deleted. Need not to go for erase, all other options. Simply select that entities, delete, press on keyboard. Press on delete button, then it will delete it. This is about this session. If you have any queries or if you want to raise anything else which you don't understand, you can raise the doubts. I'm here to help you. For today's session, class is over. Only doubts.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, what is the difference between draft set and this AutoCAD, sir?
What is it? Draft set and
AutoCAD.
AutoCAD. There are a lot of differences. See, whatever commands we are using here is user friendly when compared to the draft site. Draft site is recently developed software, like 5-10 years before it started. But AutoCAD from 20 years back, 2000, since 2000 I am using AutoCAD. It's
Okay.
more precious and accurate compared to draft site. And a lot of the features are different from the draft site because it's a Dassault Systems software, but AutoCAD is Autodesk Systems software. Thus the company is different and their policies are different. Their displays also different. Whatever the coding they are using is different. In draft site, you can't use VB list, means programming. You can't generate any programming language. Sorry, you can't generate drawings by using any programming language. But in AutoCAD, you can generate entities by using programming language VB list. Visual Basic. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else? Somebody asked Sachin Laddu, when we can draw 3D diagrams. Until unless you won't understand the 2D diagrams, what is meant by 2D diagram, you can't generate volumes. AutoCAD belongs to two-dimensional sketches, means in the form of X, Y, areas only we can create surfaces. Until unless you won't understand how surfaces are generated, you can't generate the volume. If you understand thoroughly the areas which we are drawing or diagrams, two-dimensional sketches, then we can go for the three-dimensional sketch, means Z direction. Z is nothing but another direction. And if you understand X and Y thoroughly, Z is another dimension. You can use it very easy. Okay, Madhu? Mr. Madhukar? I'm leaving the session now. Yeah, somebody asked, Sachin, isometric view diagrams. See, isometric view is nothing but two-dimensional sketch. That means we are using a plane, XY plane or YZ plane, ZX plane, whatever it may be the plane. We are using the plane to display third dimensions, but we are not generating the third dimension in that. We are just showing you the third dimension. That means whatever the view of volume or object to three-dimensional object to, it's been slightly changed to display all three dimensions. But it's not a 3D objective. It will be visualized like it's a 3D objective. So artists draw so many sketches on paper, it looks like 3D, but it's not actually 3D. There is no depth. That means there is no volume. There is no Z direction. But you can visualize the Z direction by changing your view. That's called isometric view. Okay, I can expect any queries? Or I can leave.